So anyway, I have a video that I have put together and pretty much fully edited. I haven't released it yet because I did actually end up trying to start the job. It's very clear in the video. I did not want to take it. I didn't have a good vibe about it. And I was right. So anyway, I may go back for one more day just so I can show you guys fully what I was up against. And well, anyway, suffice to say, I've taken a little bit of time to work on my house and my property. The ducting going in and out was in terrible condition. And not only that, it was 4.2, so it was the lowest R value. So I upgraded the fresh air to R8 and the return to, I think it was 4.2 because that was all I could get at a 14-inch diameter. Anyway, I'm going to show you guys that in a minute because I got to get under there and make a little bit of an adjustment. I may be able to show you, but the way the lines come out of the house, they literally have to cross over each other. And now with one being an R8, it's a lot thicker than it was. And having that 14-inch cross over it under a beam, it just barely fits. And right now, I looked at it this morning. I did it yesterday. It literally got finished at like 5 o'clock yesterday, and then I had to run to go get my kid from football. It was like covered in insulation, total mess. But I didn't look at it till this morning because I had made sure, you know, everything was connected well and zip tied well and taped up. And there is one branch where the 12-inch line comes in, and then it goes three ways, right? It comes in, a piece shoots off to my son's room, and then it continues on to the rest of the house. So that was a little dicey. And when I wish I had been filming, but being under the house with two people, it just wasn't possible to film. And when I was cutting the lines to get everything away from this metal piece, because I wanted to reuse it, the part of the 12-inch line that goes from that 3-piece connection to the house was just sitting open. It didn't look like it. The plastic was sitting over it. And I went to cut the zip tie and it just fell away. And I thought, holy crap. Because I had just been in there taping up holes not long ago. And I didn't jostle it around enough to notice that. I've been running heat and air through that system for 3 years now. Oh my God. I feel like an idiot. But I wasn't going to go under there and grab things. Anyway, I'm going to open this gate and put groceries away, and I'll tell you. All right, so I probably should have pulled the unit out to make the connections yesterday. But in all reality, I think they turned out all right. Oh, yeah, my disgusting water filter. I scrub it and scrub it and scrub it. Anyway, so that first one is the 14-inch. I'm going to get under here. Ouch. And then the one over there is the 12. But you see how they cross over? And that beam. Oh, hold on. Let me try to adjust it. Try that again. So I fiddled around with it for a bit. You can see that is where the 12-inch goes into the house. Well, you can't really see that because of stupid beams. There, now you can see it. Anyway, the 14 is on the other side of that big metal beam. So it has to cross over. This is my little branch that goes off into my son's room. This piece to the left was completely disconnected. Completely. disconnected. Like I went to cut the zip tie and it literally just fell off. All that puffiness, that is because that's the R8. This is the 4.2. Does it say on it? It just says 14 inch. Where does it say 4.2? I know it is. There we go. 4.2. And then that, shoot, it doesn't say on it. It probably says on one of the stickers, but you can't read that from here, and I can't either. So anyway, I am gonna go turn the system on. So I wanted to adjust this. I'll show you from the outside that it is in fact different now. All right, so now you can see a little better, I think. This little beam here. Yeah, I know I have a boo-boo on my finger. This little beam here isn't mashing the 14 inch down on top of the 12 inch. Now it's literally just the weight of the 14 inch, which like I said, it's a 4.2, so it's not that bad, but getting it swapped over from this side to the other side of the beam, I think made a big difference. But it immediately goes between two piers, which is probably why I did it the way I did it yesterday. But I did remember originally pulling all this stuff out, and I wish I could show you what we pulled out yesterday. Man, it was bad. It was bad. And the previous owners, they put all that siding under there. I don't know. Anyway, I'm covered in insulation now, so yeah. But that was yesterday's project. Nice, new, clean, non-destroyed. Although, you can see I've got to deal with things. And then, can I show you this? Hey. All right, so I don't know if I published the last video that I edited where I did my eyebrows. That is related to the whole trichotillomania comment, which I'm pretty sure I did publish that one. I'll have to go to my creator studio and check. But things have been rough. The sleepwalking has brought out some other things, and now I require a 24-hour sleep study. A few problems with that. It starts at 8 p.m. and it ends at 8 p.m. the next day. So that in and of itself is a problem. One, I have dogs, kids, a house to take care of. Two, to drive somewhere at 8 p.m. twice. I have to get there and I have to get home. And getting home is probably going to be the worst part, because I'll be hooked to machinery all night as well as all day. Another problem is being around people for that length of time. I don't believe I'm diagnosed with agoraphobia, but I have some level of agoraphobia in that I just consider myself a recluse, right? I do have friends from high school. I don't go out. I don't want to be around people. And even in my early 20s, I remember going into a complete panic if somebody was coming to my house, because then I would think, oh no, how do I get them to leave? Because I don't know, like I would be okay at work. I mean, yeah, if I was defending a patient, like let's say their insurance doesn't want to pay for them to be there for any more time and they need to be there, physical therapy would show up, a primary would show up, sometimes physical therapy, etc., but their nurse would always show up. And if it had been one of my patients and for whatever reason their chart is not available, because this was back in paper charting days, you know, maybe they're off the floor to getting a test, or a doctor has taken that chart for something, or maybe even case management has nabbed the chart. I had absolutely on point recall. I don't call it a photographic memory, but a lot of other people do, because, you know, if I read something once, I knew what was in it. I can see the paper in my head and read off of it again. So if and that's the thing with being a nurse. You go through your patient's chart at the beginning of every shift. One of the reasons is to double check all of their medication orders. You don't just go through what medications they're given and see, okay, yeah, they've got one for blood pressure, they've got one for this, one for that. You go back and you see, when was that order written? What was it written for? How long was it supposed to be? Etc., etc. And you would find mistakes that had been overlooked by other nurses where they'd been written 3 different blood pressure medications, and you've got a CNA coming to you saying, I don't know why their blood pressure reading is coming back so low. The point is, I would go into these meetings, and every time it would get pointed out that my face was very red. It wasn't red out of embarrassment or anger, and I wasn't portraying anger or embarrassment. It was the fact that I'm in a room full of people and they're all looking at me. And I don't like that feeling. It's icky. Another time would be during codes. Once the code is over and we're getting somebody from the floor to the ICU, which sometimes was a very short distance, but if they weren't already in the ICU, they needed to be in the ICU after a code. And we would run them on down there, and people would comment that my face was red. And that was only once I realized I'm in a room full of people. And oh, wow, I was gonna show you this. Oh, there's a dog. But see, I lowered it. This goes up and becomes, like when I'm driving, it cuts into my neck. My son raises it. But then when I lower it, see, I can wear it. That's great. Okay, anyway. I could have sworn I just saw another dog. Shit. Let me focus on this. All right.